So that's the other point that I wanted to make. And then the final point is the US going to finally go to war with Iran? And I mentioned at the beginning of the show that this supposed break between Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, this is all a ploy, this is all a show. And one theory is that Donald Trump, like this is a planned psyop basically to get Iran to lower its guard, for Iran to be lulled into a sense of complacency and think that, oh, Donald Trump doesn't want a full-scale war with us. Donald Trump is not interested in engaging in this war. So they lower their guard. They lower their anticipation. And that provides exactly the opening that the US and Israel needs to strike hard and strike fast and strike hard at Iran's nuclear infrastructure and completely destroy it, which will involve not only an aerial bombing campaign, but also potentially a ground operation, possibly certain elements that are embedded within Iran as spies to sabotage their nuclear program and finally destroy it in a way where they can't recover. And then ultimately to spark regime change, which will topple the Iranian government. Perhaps this is what is happening, that this is just a psyop. Trump is signaling that, oh yeah, I'm completely against war with Iran. I want diplomacy. That's not what you were saying a month ago. That's not what you were saying at the beginning of your presidency. That's not what you were saying with all of these appointments of the most hardcore anti-Iran neocon Zionists, filling your cabinet up with the most anti-Iran neocon Zionists. You signal the exact opposite, that you want war, that you are headed to war with Iran, one way or another. So this could all just be like a psychological operation to lull Iran into a false sense of complacency and then have enough of a window to strike. And then that would explain to a great deal why Trump is going to the Middle East right now. And he's going to the Gulf countries. These Gulf countries are the ones who are most concerned about these strikes on Iran, other than Iran itself, obviously. If the United States bombs Iran, Iran has all of these ballistic missiles, literally thousands, tens of thousands of ballistic missiles pointed at the oil infrastructure of the Gulf. They have promised to shut down oil production for the entire world, which will cause a massive economic collapse globally, but certainly for these Gulf countries. So the Gulf countries are maximally concerned about a potential strike in Iran. Donald Trump is visiting all of their economic centers, giving them assurances, giving them these massive deals, these massive security deals with weapons and technology, AI technology, entrenching the US further and deeper into the Gulf. And that may be because he's providing them reassurance that, don't worry, this attack is going to happen, but you're going to be protected. One way or another, you're going to be protected. And as a show of good faith, we're going to bring all of the billionaires, all of these most powerful billionaires in the US are going to come, technology billionaires, and show that they're fully invested in your country. So even if your oil is sabotaged by Iranian ballistic missiles, there's other sectors of your economy that will thrive and that will provide enough of a bubble, enough insulation for you to not suffer too drastically from backlash from Iran. This is arguably, my suspicion is like this is actually the purpose of Trump's visit and his tour of the Middle East, because a strike against Iran is imminent. And yeah, this is what Israel wants. Like, this is what Israel demands, and there is a very limited window of opportunity that Israel has to eliminate Iran and become the hegemon of the Middle East, as it has always wanted to be. Greater Israel, the sole superpower of the Middle East, as a bridge between Asia and Europe and Africa at the intersection of three major continents, without any rival, without any regional rival. The last piece of the puzzle is eliminating the Iranian government, the current Iranian government, and replacing it with, someone like Jolani, someone like Ahmed Shara. That's what we need.